For more than 25 years, San Antonio City Councils have directed major development towards the north with zoning changes, tax incentives, lax grandfathering, and other assistance to developers. Most of the growth has been over the Edwards Aquifer recharge zone and its contributing areas. While over the years promises were made by city leaders to conduct a well-funded and credible cumulative effect study of the degradation to our water as a result of this development, this study has never been completed. Now what environmentalists have been warning about for decades has occurred. We have contaminated our aquifer such that wells have been closed and there is now a Superfund site in Leon Valley. This trend will only continue if nothing is done. What, if anything, do you plan to do as mayor to address this problem? And Trish, I believe you're up next.
Well, we have to look at impervious cover restrictions. We have to manage the growth more effectively. And I do think, like I said, that comes with a full-time planning director as we look at incentivizing development inside 410, more infill development, and really managing the growth that we have over the aquifer. That's the most precious resource that we have here. So it comes with discussions as far as the development community and what are those incentives that need to be put into place to incentivize infill development and development inside 410. But I think as the city continues to grow and prosper, I also think we need to look at more restrictive limits as far as impervious cover over the Edwards Aquifer.
Thank you. Diane.
As a member of the City Council, I just met yesterday with our full-time planning director, and we talked about this very issue because I deal with very sensitive issues in my district because I actually represent the Edwards Aquifer Recharge Zone. I think what the councilwoman is referring to is that she believes that we should have a study of the degradation, and I believe she's absolutely right. And if I was mayor, as mayor, I would undertake the study that she has outlined for us. I think we all know that we need to do more about impervious cover limits. As a member of the council, I've worked directly with AGWA on each and every zoning case to ensure that we are being very careful about how we develop over the recharge zone. We have been very strict about developing and working with developers to protect as many trees as possible. Our community also should move forward understanding that we own 10% of the Edwards Aquifer Recharge Zone today because we invested in Proposition 1 and 3, and we must continue to do so for our future.
Thank you. Julian.
Well, when I was on the council, I called for us to do the study that had been promised at one point as a continuing effort to better improve the science behind our policy decisions. If you remember during the PGA Village debate, one of the reasons that lumbermans could make the argument that this golf course would be better than 9,000 EDUs, or equivalent dwelling units, not homes, I remember that part, was that there was really, they could say, look, the science isn't there. You can't show that this is going to be any worse than this, so we'll just argue that 9,000 homes or EDUs is going to be worse than the golf course. And we already have 6 golf courses on the Aquifer Recharge Zone anyway, and there's no evidence so far that it's done anything. And in a sense, we're really flying blind right now in our policy making with respect to development over the recharge zone. And that needs to change. And that kind of study makes sense for San Antonio's long-term interest.